Lesson 4, Part 1. The past simple. The past simple is used to talk about completed actions that happened at a fixed time in the past. It is the most commonly used past tense in English. Regular verbs in the past simple. To form a regular verb in the past simple, ed is added to the base form to relate to something you did in the past. Walter washed his car on Tuesday. The verb ends in ed, washed. The fixed point in the past is Tuesday. Walter washed his car on Tuesday. How to form the past simple. Most verbs in the past simple do not change with the subject. First of all, you have the subject I, you, he, she, we, they. Then you have the past verb, played. Then you have the rest of the sentence, tennis, yesterday. I played tennis yesterday. You played tennis yesterday. He played tennis yesterday. She played tennis yesterday. We played tennis yesterday. They played tennis yesterday. Further examples. Last night I watched a documentary about Italy. Last Friday I danced with friends. Tom usually drives to work, but yesterday he walked instead. Heather cleaned her bedroom last weekend before the party. Tom shaved off his beard yesterday. After work, Nia listened to music and started reading a new book. Spelling rules for the past simple. The past simple of all regular verbs end in ed, but for some verbs there are some spelling changes too. Wash, washed. For many regular verbs, ed is added. If the last letter of the word is e, you just add d. Dance, danced. If the last letter of the word ends in y, then you change the ending to i-e-d. Try, tried. The y is removed and I-E-D is added instead. A stressed final syllable ending consonant, vowel, consonant. Stop ends P-E-D. The last consonant is doubled and ed is added. Stop, stopped. Further examples. Jump, jumped. Work, worked. Play, played. Arrive, arrived. Save, saved. Decide, decided. Carry, carried. Cry, cried. Hurry, hurried. Drop, dropped. Hop, hopped. Step, stepped. Irregular verbs in the past simple. Some verbs do not take ed to form the past simple. There are no specific rules about how to form irregular verbs in the past simple. I went swimming yesterday. Went is the past simple of go. I am swimming. I went swimming yesterday. Common regular verbs in the past simple. Go becomes went. Have becomes had. Do becomes did. Put. This stays the same. Come becomes came. See becomes saw. Further examples: I swam in the 500-meter race. I came to the US in 1980. We saw some rare birds. I did really well in school. Steve put his cup on the table. Sam ate 2 pizzas. We went to the zoo last week. They drank all the lemonade. They had a great vacation. Sheila drove to the park. Be in the past simple. The past simple of be is completely irregular. It is the only verb in the past simple which changes depending on the subject. The traffic was bad, so we were late for school. Was, were. How to form be in the past simple. The past simple of be changes with the subject. For example, you have the subject, I, you, he, she, we, they. You have the form of be. I was, you were, he, she was, we, they were. I was late for school. You were late for school. He, she was late for school. We, they were late for school. Further examples: he was a doctor for 40 years. She was a Broadway star in the 1960s. There was a party last night. We were in the library yesterday. There were lots of people at the party. They were at the movies last week. Part 2. The past simple negative. The past simple negative is used to talk about things that did not happen in the past. It is always formed the same way, unless the main verb is be. The past simple negative. The past simple negative uses did, not, or didn't, with the base form of the main verb. The main verb is not put into the past simple. For example, I played tennis last week, but I didn't play yesterday. Played is the past simple. To make the negative, didn't is used with the base form. I didn't play yesterday. We are expressing something we did in the past, but something we didn't do later. I played tennis last week, but I didn't play yesterday. How to form this sentence? You have the subject, I. You have the form of did not, didn't. Did not or didn't are used to make the negative no matter what the subject is. You have the base form of the verb, go. The base form in the main verb is used in the past simple negative, and then you have the rest of the sentence. Swimming. I did not go swimming. Further examples. You didn't like the beach. They didn't buy the big expensive car. She did not talk to anyone before the exam. In this sentence, did not is only used for emphasis or informal situations. I didn't eat all the chocolate. Emily didn't enjoy the theme park as much as Zara. Hugh did not cycle to work today. Common mistakes when forming base forms in the past simple negative. When using the negative form of the past simple, didn't plus the main verb in the base form is used. The main verb is never in the past simple. I didn't play tennis last night. Correct. I didn't played tennis last night. Incorrect. The past simple negative of be. To form the past simple negative of be, not is added after was or were. The book was interesting, but the movie was not. The books were great, but the movies were not. How to form this sentence? You have the subject, the movie. You have the form was, were. You have not. And the rest of the sentence. Interesting. The movie was not interesting. In the plural form, the movies were not interesting. Further examples. Kate was not feeling well. The cat wasn't in the house. Was not is often shortened to wasn't. My parents were not pleased. The computers weren't working. Were not is often shortened to weren't. Finally, past simple questions. Questions in the past simple are formed using did. For past simple questions with be, the subject and the verb was or were are swapped around. Questions in the past simple. Use did plus the base form of the verb to ask a question in the past simple. They bought a new car. Did they buy a new car? Did goes before the subject. The main verb is in its base form, buy. She visited her parents last week. Who did she visit last week? You can add question words to ask open questions. Who did she visit last week? Did they buy a new car? How to form this sentence? You have did. You have the subject, they. You have the base form of the verb, buy. And the rest of the sentence, a new car. Further examples. Did they have a good time? Did you read a book on the beach? Did Ray drink all the milk? Where did she meet her friends? When did he go to the gym? Why did you buy so much food? Questions in the past simple with be. To make a question using the verb be in the past simple, swap the order of the subject and was or were. In a statement, the subject comes before the verb. She was excited. In a question, the verb and the subject swap places. The subject comes after the verb. You were excited becomes were you excited? How to form the sentence? You have was, were. You have the subject, I, he, she, it, you, we, they. And the rest of the sentence. Excited. Was I excited? Was he excited? Was she excited? Was it excited? Were you excited? Were we excited? Were they excited? Further examples. Was he good at playing tennis? Were they surprised by you? Why was she late for the party? You can add question words to make open questions. What was that song called? Was there any cake at the party? Were we the last ones to arrive? What were the lectures about? What was the weather like? That is all from me for today. Join me next time when once again I will be asking, how's your grammar?